Let us start with the next lesson. In this lesson, we will discuss the previous year questions from those concepts which we have covered so far. So let us start. 2014 question. With reference to the balance of payment, which of the following constitute the current account? The question is about the current account. 1. Balance of trade. 2. Foreign assets. 3. Balance of invisibles. 4. Special drawing rights. Select the correct answer using the code given below. So take 30 seconds and then give the answer. Your time starts now. So I gave you 30 seconds, and out of this 30 seconds, some time was already expired, so I reduced it to 20 seconds. Yeah. So with reference to the balance of payments, which of the following constitute the current account? Statement 1, balance of trade. Yes, this is part of the current account. So this balance of trade is equal to the value of export minus the value of imports. 2. Foreign assets. This is not part of the current account. This is part of the reserve. I hope you remember foreign currency asset. Balance of invisibles. This is part of the current account only. Special drawing rights. This is not part of the current account. This is part of the reserves. So statement 1 and 3, that means option C, this is correct. So answer is option C. Next question. So please take 1 minute. Read and solve this question. So let us start. Which of the following constitute capital account? So the question is about capital account. 1. Foreign loans. This is part of the capital account. Example, external commercial borrowings, trade credit, short-term credit, etc. 2. FDI. This is part of the capital account. Private remittances. This is part of the current account. Right? Portfolio investment. This is part of the capital account. So 1, 2 and 4. Option B, 1, 2 and 4. This is the answer. Option B, 1, 2 and 4. Next question. Please read this question. This is very simple question. Again, I will give you 1 minute to solve this question. So please be careful about the language. The language is not direct language. That is why this question might look little bit tricky, but still I know you can solve this question. Friends, I am giving you little bit extra time because I know you are solving the questions for the first time. Ideally in the examination hall, you should solve the question within 30 seconds. For some difficult question, you can take some extra time. Yeah, so let us see the question. The balance of payment of a country is a systematic record of. So the question is about the definition of balance of payment. A. All imports and export transactions of a country during a given period, normally a year. All import and export transactions. So this is a very limited definition. B. Goods exported from a country during a year. This is completely wrong. C. Economic transaction between the government of one country to another. Okay. Option D. Capital movement from one country to another. This is also completely wrong. So now we are left with option A and option C. Which one is more appropriate? See, none of them gives the complete definition, because in the second definition it is talking about between the government. However, it includes all the economic transactions. In the statement 1, in the option 1, it is talking about import and export only. Normally, the meaning of import and export transaction is basically the export and import of goods. But in this context, if we see the two definition, this one definition, the first definition here, the export and import transactions. Here, if we see in the broad terms, this import and export can include goods, services, capital, etc., everything, right? And this is of a country and during a given period, normally a year. So this statement 1 or option 1 looks more comprehensive compared to the option C. So I would go with the option A. I would go with the option A. So answer in this case I will give is option A. Next question is, please again take, now I will give you 40 seconds. So take 40 seconds. Starting now. So, in terms of economy, the visit by foreign nationals to witness the Commonwealth Games in India, right? So, India hosted the Commonwealth Games in 2010. In that context, this question appeared in 2011. So, the visit of foreign nationals to witness the Commonwealth Games in India, it amounted to A. Export, B. Import. Import is impossible, production is impossible. So we have a choice between export and consumption, right? So definitely if foreign nationals, we are supplying the services, the goods to the foreign nationals. So they are visiting, that means this is a tourist service. Tourist service. So we are providing them different services, transportation, hospitality, etc. So those services are basically part of the export. Those services are basically part of the export. right? So in terms of economy, the visit by foreign nationals to witness the Commonwealth Games in India amounts to export. The answer is option A, exports. Next question. This question again is little bit not that much easy, but I know you can solve this question. I am giving you 1 minute to solve this question. So in this question, just choose whether only assertion is appropriate, correct, or reason is also correct, or whether assertion is wrong or it is correct, reason is wrong or is it correct. So just identify the correct and incorrect out of both. Okay, so assertion. Balance of payment represents a better picture of country's economic transactions with the rest of the world than the balance of trade. So balance of payment is much more comprehensive than balance of trade. Balance of trade represents the difference between export and import. Balance of payment represents the difference between the current account and the capital account. So balance of payment is much more comprehensive. So assertion is appropriate. This is correct. Reason. The balance of payment takes into account the exchange of both visible and invisible item. Yes, it takes both visible and invisible item, whereas balance of trade does not, right? So balance of trade represents only visible item. So this reason is also appropriate, right? So both assertion and reason both are correct. Both are correct. Next question. So again, I will give you 1 minute. This question is not direct question, but if you utilize your common sense, you can solve this question. I know. Okay. So, which of the following has or have occurred in India after its liberalization of economic policies in 1991? Right. Statement 1. Share of agriculture in GDP increased enormously. This is wrong. In India, the share of agriculture in GDP has been decreasing because the share of industry and share of service sector has been increasing. I know I have not discussed this concept in the session so far, but if you read newspaper regularly, you can identify this statement, that this statement is completely wrong. And I will discuss this statement in the economic survey as well as in the agriculture sector. Statement 2. Share of India's exports in the world trade increased. This is correct. FDI inflows increased. This is correct. India's foreign exchange reserve increased enormously. Yes. So statement 2, 3 and 4. That means option B is correct. So this answer you can give if you have covered the economic survey lecture which I have given. Option B, 2, 3 and 4. This is very simple question. Recently, which one of the following currencies have been proposed to be added to the basket of IMF's SDR? So this question appeared in 2016 because at that time Chinese RMB was introduced as the fifth item in the SDR. The problem of international liquidity is related to the non-availability of. So option A, goods and services. Option B, gold and silver. Option C, dollars and other hard currencies. Option D, exportable surplus. So what is the right answer? The right answer is dollars and other hard currencies. I already discussed that because of the international liquidity problem which arose because of the dollar and the gold being short, we introduced SDR, right? So this dollar and other hard currencies, they are part of the international liquidity problem. Which one of the following groups of items is included in the India's foreign exchange reserves? So take 1 minute and solve this question. Sorry. Oh, I'm really sorry for the disturbance. So your 1 minute starts now. Okay, so I am straightforward giving the answer. Answer is option B. Foreign currency assets, gold holdings of RBI and SDR. This is the answer. I have already discussed, so I am not going to repeat again. Answer is foreign currency assets, gold holdings of the RBI and the SDR. Next question. This question is little bit not from this session directly, but still I am discussing. You can take it as an additional information. This question appeared in 2019 prelims. Among the agricultural commodities imported by India, which one of the following account for the highest import in terms of value? So highest imported item in terms of value in the last 5 years. A. Spices. B. Fresh fruits. C. Pulses. And D. Vegetable oil. The answer is D. Vegetable oil. This question has been asked because last year genetically modified mustard was in news, and in the background of this news, lot of time in the newspaper this news came that vegetable oil is one of the largest imported item in the India, and because of that this question was asked. So friends, any question which is asked in the examination, they have some logic. The logic to this question was the news about the GM mustard. Among the following, which one of the following is the largest exporter of rice? Largest exporter of rice in the world in the last 5 years. Here the answer is India, option B, right? Again, this is a question you can answer from the regular current affairs news. So answer is option B. So with this, I complete this session of previous year question. We are going to discuss more concept in the external sector only. For example, exchange rate determination, exchange rate regime, WTO, and many other concepts. With that, once we do those concepts, after that we will have another session of previous year question, and we will discuss more practice questions also. With this, I complete this session. Thank you very much. God bless you.